Hello dear students, here you can see I am coming to school for doing the activity, for the next activity. You can see this is the playground, okay, from where I am going to take the soil sample. You can see the soil sample, the soil is totally sandy, isn't it? So I am going to take the soil from here, and I have already taken the 3 soil samples, one from the garden. Okay, you can see this garden. Near the school there is a garden, though this garden is now closed for the lockdown. I'm going to take the soil from here, from this garden, and another soil I'm going to take from this playground, and another soil I have taken from the crop field, and the 4th one from the roadside. So let's go and do the activity. Hello my dear students of class 12. Today's activity for you is to measure the water holding capacity of 4 different soil samples. So as usual I have taken here 4 different soil samples from 4 localities like playground, roadside, and one from the crop field and another from the garden. So let's discuss about the water holding capacity of the soil. So why to study the water holding capacity of soil? Let's have a look. The theory of this experiment of water holding capacity is water holding capacity of soil is defined as the amount of water retained in the capillary spaces of the soil after percolation of gravitational water into the deeper layers. So it depends on the capillary pores spaces found in the soil and the type of soil particle found in them. Now this water holding capacity may vary from soil to soil. The variation in water holding capacity is generally due to the varying proportion of sand, silt and clay in the soil of different habitats. So soil will with very high proportion of sand will have a very low water holding capacity due to large pores that are present between the particles that enables the water to percolate freely in the deeper layers, leaving the upper layer partially, you see it will be partially dry. So here I have taken already, you have seen the playground soil which is totally filled with sand. So let's discuss in the capillary spaces of the soil, so that we want to study. So the percolation rate varies from soil to soil, that you have studied in the previous activity, that is we have just done the activity for the moisture content of the soil. So every soil has a different amount of silt, clay, gravel or humus that plays an important role for the amount of moisture that the soil will hold, or the amount of water that soil will percolate. Now the soil with large amount of sand have a very high percolation rate, because the sand, the gravels, the spaces in between the soil is much larger. So for that the percolation rate is high. Why in the other like clay soil the percolation rate is very low? Because the soil particles are very fine, and in between soil particle the spaces left is very less. So for that the water is retained in the soil and it is not percolated deep in the gravitational water. So let's start it. Look at the requirements for this activity. You see you need different soil samples. I have taken here 4 different soil samples, you can see. Now I have already dried this soil sample, because you cannot do it with the wet soil. So we have to study the water that the soil can hold. So for that you have to sun dry, or you can use a microwave to heat the soil and you can dry it. So I have used the soil in a dry condition. Next I need some paper to keep this soil after weighing. I will take like 250 gram or 25 gram, whatever amount of soil you need you can take. Along with that you need some distilled water, that I will take 250 ml of distilled water I need. And here we need a wire mesh and a stand for heating the soil. Okay, so that I have already heated. Now we need some beaker, glass apparatus. We need the funnel, glass funnel, and petri dish, and the digital weighing machine. So these are the requirements, and even you can use filter papers or sieve. Okay, sieve for just this you have to take out all the debris, the large rock particles. For that you need a sieve and you need a mortar and pestle for making the soil much finer, and you obviously need a glass rod for stirring. Okay, so these are the requirements. Let's start with the activity. So as usual, I am starting to weigh the 4 different soil samples I have kept here, you can see. So here I have set 0. I will keep the soil here on the paper, the blotting paper. You see, first of all, I am taking the soil from the crop field. Okay, I will take some 25 gram of this soil, which is already like powdered with the help of mortar and pestle. You see, it is 8 gram. I need to take 25 gram. It is 12.7. Okay, 16.5, 18.5, 20, 25.6. So I will just take out some 25.3. You can see it's almost nearly 25. Yeah. Okay. Yes, exactly. It's almost 25 gram. So this is the crop field soil, 25 gram I have taken. Next I will weigh the next soil. For the next soil sample, you can see I have again set 0. The playground soil I am taken. Okay, playground soil. You can see the soil should be made fine. You have to grind the soil properly. That part I have no time to show you how to grind it. You easily know. You will want a mortar and pestle. I am showing you how to grind. It is almost done with. Yes. So in this way I am going to weigh the other 2 soil samples. So this is the playground. I have already weighed 25 gram. So again I have set 0. I am taking the other soil sample, that is the roadside soil sample. So a lot of rocks and everything. Okay. You can see it's 20. My motto to do this activity is actually you are not able to come to school now. So how to conduct this activity you need to know. For that reason, so I have done with the roadside soil. You can see it is 25 gram. So I will next do for the other soil sample. Again I have set 0 for the garden soil. Yes, so what I was saying is that in this situation, as you cannot come to school, so my motto is to just conduct the activity for you to know how to do this activity, because teachers and students cannot sit quietly at home. We need to do our work. You can see it's almost 16.3, 19.3. Will be very hot outside today. The temperature is very high. 25 point. You have to remember one thing, the weight of all the samples of the soil should be same. Okay, 25. So this is the final reading of the garden soil. So next step I'm going to show you. So next is I have to measure the distilled water. You can see the distilled water is here. So here I have taken 4 measuring cylinder. I am weighing 100 ml in each cylinder. Okay, you need to measure the lower meniscus. You can see what you can see. It is a bit more than that of the 100. I hope you can see now. So in each measuring cylinder I need to take 100 ml of distilled water. Okay. So I have to take 100 ml of water in the measuring cylinders. Here I have already poured in the 4th cylinder. I am pouring 100 ml. Okay, a bit lesser than 100. I have to pour some more amount to make it 100. You can see. Okay, it's a bit more than the 100, so I have to lessen it. Yes. So to see the lower meniscus, so I have taken already 100 ml of water in all the measuring cylinder. So you can see this is the mortar and pestle. With this mortar and pestle I have I have just grinded the soil to make it fine. So I have already taken the 4 different soil samples. You can see the crop field, CF, playground, okay, garden and the roadside. So all the 4 soil samples I have taken. Already you can understand the texture of the soil. Okay, by studying this soil you can understand the texture. You can see some small, okay, straw, hay, some roots of the plants are there. So it implies it is a crop field soil where after harvesting these residues were left. Playground also you can see some grass, the remains of the grass is here. But you can see in the roadside, you can see some bricks, isn't it? So it is brick, some rock. So it is coarse, the texture is coarse. But here they are fine. In the garden also, you can see the garden will have some, yes, I got it. This is the pieces of remains of some plant products. So these are the 4 type of soil. You can even study the texture from here. And then I need 4 like conical flask. And now I will tell you how to make the cone out of this filter paper. So I need 4 funnels. So I have to put the funnel in the conical flask. Okay. So after putting it, here I am using 1 beaker. Okay. I have to take another conical flask otherwise. So I am making cone. Now let me show you how to make cones. Now students, see, this is a filter paper. You just fold it once. Okay, fold it once. Make a second fold, 2. So see here, this is almost like a triangle. This is a cone. Okay, so this is the way to make a cone. So this type of 4 cones I am going to make. One I have made, the second one. Many of you know how to make a cone, but many of you are there who don't know. So this is a cone, second cone I am going to use. Yes. So in this way I will make 4 cones for the 4 soil sample. Clear? The third cone, right? And the 4th cone. You might be thinking, it is so easy to do all this activity, but do you know, I am doing without any fan. I cannot put on the fan now, as I am doing this total video in my cell phone. I have no camera with me. So if I speak and you can't listen, the sound of the fan hampers the video. So I can't take rest here. So you see, 4 cones are already ready. So let me tell you how to do it. So here I am going to put the cone. Okay, so 4 cones that I have already prepared, I have to put it. Okay, so 4 conical flask, 4 funnels, 4 cones made up of filter paper. Clear? Now what I have to do? I have to put the soil here and then put the measured amount of water in this soil, and I have to wait till the total amount of water just percolate down here, and I have to measure the weight of the water. So this is the activity. Wait and watch. Have patience. So you can see I have put the 4 soil sample in the 4 cones that I have made. I showed you. So here you can see they are empty. Okay. So I am going to put water here. Okay. So this is the crop field soil. So crop field soil I am putting water. I cannot just drain the water all of a sudden. I have to wait because it will overflow otherwise. You can see I am waiting and then pouring the water. In this way I have to pour water in all the 4 containers, but it will need much time. You can see already the water is trickling down. Clear? So it is 100 ml water. Remember, 100 ml water taken for each soil sample. Soil sample is also same, that is 25 gram. Okay. You can see. So the activity is nearly coming to end. You can see here almost water. This water is totally finished. This is the roadside. You can see already how fast the water has percolated. Okay, the roadside. You see here the crop field, it's still trickling down. Okay, and even you can see the next one, there is a garden. Much amount is left. Much amount of water is almost same. The garden and crop field, you see maximum much amount is same. Here you can see the playground. Only this much water is left. So I am putting. So the percolation rate is a bit slower than the roadside. So roadside percolation rate is maximum. Then the playground. Okay, it is also empty. Next the crop field, and you see here garden. It is almost same. Lot of humus is added in the crop field and garden. For that reason the percolation rate is less. And one more thing that is very important that you have to remember, the playground soil actually has lot of sand. Okay, in our playground, the soil that I have collected here, you have already seen, I have shown while coming to school, that the soil is entirely having sand. Lot of sand is there. Okay, so that is also important. And you see the crop field, that soil that I have taken from the crop field is loomy soil, because it is near the river bank. So the soil is loomy, so equal amount of almost sand, silt and clay, everything is mixed up. And in the garden, lot of humus, that is the organic manure, are added. For that reason the percolation rate is slower. You can see how slowly the water is trickling down in the garden soil, and see how fast the water is trickling down in the playground soil. So this varies from soil to soil. So you can see it is 0, 102.2. This is the weight of this measuring cylinder. I am setting 0. Now in this condition I will put the water. Okay, so let me measure all the vessels, all the measuring cylinder. First of all I am doing with the crop field. Crop field water, that the amount of water that has been percolated. Let me measure the crop field water. Okay, so you note down the records. You see, not a single drop I am keeping in the conical flask. You can see the last final drop is also put in the measuring cylinder. What is the weight? 70.8. 70.8. So just subtract from 100. So 100 ml of water I have put in the crop field, and I am getting 70.8. So the remaining water is absorbed by the soil, that is the soil is there, the water is there already in the soil. So roughly 30 ml of water is still there in the soil. Okay, next I am measuring for the next soil sample. So this is the next measuring cylinder. Okay, let me the switch. Okay, you see the weight of the, I have set 0 along with the weight of the measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder's weight may vary. So this is the first cylinder, it is kept here. Now I am putting the water. See, the reading is 54.9. This sample 54.9. This is the garden soil. So you see that was 70.8 and this is 54.9. Okay, so it is garden soil and that was crop field soil. So garden has more humus, and for that reason the water that trickle down is less. That means more amount of water is held by the soil, garden soil. Next I am doing for the remaining two, playground and the roadside. Let's do it. So finally you see this is the playground soil, the third soil sample. So I am measuring the weight of this measuring cylinder. I have to take. Let me put the switch. Okay. 0, set 0. Now putting the water. A single drop will not be left in the conical flask. 91.7. Now can you think why it is 91.7? Because it's a playground. I already told you that the playground from where I am taking the soil is having lot of sand. You know that sand percolates water very fast. So for that reason, as the content of sand is more in the playground, so maximum amount of water has been percolated, nearly 92. So you see almost like 8 ml of water is left, nearly 8 ml, and almost maximum amount of water has been percolated by this playground soil. Finally, the last soil, the roadside. You can see I have already measured the 3 soil water samples. This is the final one. Okay, that's the roadside. I have set 0. Let's measure. .0. Can you see the difference? Roadside and playground almost nearly same, because roadside also have lot of gravel, sand, okay, silt, clay is very minimum. Playground, you see, I told you already that the playground from where I have taken the soil is totally sandy. Okay, so you see here, you can clearly understand the water holding capacity of all the soil samples. I think you got the idea. So you see, this is finally the amount of water that has been percolated, and the left amount that you have to subtract from 100 ml, that is the water that is held by the soil. So you see, from the increasing order I am showing you. Okay, so garden soil, the minimum amount of water that has been percolated, that is 54.9. the crop field soil 70.8, roadside 91, and playground 91.7. So these are the values of the water that has been percolated, and the remaining water that is subtract from 100 ml, that is the water absorbed, or that is water holding capacity of the soil samples. Now can you tell me why is this playground soil have the maximum percolated water than the roadside? As I told you earlier many times that the playground that I am taking the soil from the playground is having a lot of sand, I showed you. So that is the reason while the gravel and sand is more, so the humus is very less or nil. That is the reason why the water percolated very fast. So this is the water holding capacity of the various soil samples. Hope you understood it. So this is your assignment to calculate the total amount of water that is held by the 4 different soils.